It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm at Larnaca airport, and yesterday was pretty much just involved spending the last of 2,000 Hungarian forints going from Budapest city to the airport. Now, it was only 900 Hungarian forints, but then I got to the airport at 12 because I couldn't be bothered looking anything else in Budapest. And I thought, time is money. Don't spend too much money at the airport. And I didn't. I spent the last of my Hungarian forints. Got on the flight to Larnaca, paid €7 for some snacks. I came here at 9:30 at night. This is Larnaca, and so I thought, okay, there's no point getting any accommodation because you have to be here at 4 a.m. for check-in. So I just went downstairs to the cafe. I've had 2 cheese pies and a Alfredo cappuccino, where basically it's just ice cold cappuccino, and just uploaded a vlog about my journey through the gig yesterday. So anyway, the reason why I'm going to Lebanon today is because of 2 things. 1, to visit Beirut, and 2, to visit Bcharre, which is the birthplace and final resting place of Gibran, who wrote The Prophet. He wrote that while he was living in America, and he died before Lebanon became independent. So his remains and his personal belongings were sent to a small village 2 hours outside of Beirut called Bcharre. So what I've got to do today is very symbolic to me. Just opening up this envelope right here. Okay, I've got like 2 photographs. This is me and my grandma Joyce. This is me meeting her in July 2012. A few weeks prior to that, my Uncle Brian was this old man in this photograph here. He passed away of a heart attack, age 71, peacefully in his sleep, in a Napier hospital in New Zealand. And when Uncle Brian died, the accountant at the cafe I worked for, called Harvest Cafe and Bar, long closed in Sydney, in Mouse Hill. Her name was Angela Tancred, and she sent me some poetry of Khalil Gibran. And the saying was, like, knowing that you're weeping in sorrow. It was also written from The Prophet. So then I kind of forgot about this person for the next 5 years. So fast forward to 2017, I saw my favourite band, Dream Theater, in Birmingham, and the song Breaking Illusions had some spoken word part. And then before I got punched out that night, I told myself, I'm going to go home and find out who said that spoken word part, like whose writing is it in that part of the Dream Theater song. And then after my bashing, I just realised it was Khalil Gibran. So then a few months later, sadly, my grandma Joyce passed away, and I stopped caring about my family in Middlesbrough because I just don't get along with them. They never respected me. They never really had the decency to visit me. It's kind of like, well, after my Uncle Brian died, I did disown a few of his nieces and nephews in New Zealand. Some of them I have been able to patch up relations. But then I backstabbed his nephew in London a few weeks after he died. And I basically said to his nephew John, I am never ever going to set foot in New Zealand ever again. I will not be attending any more stupid family reunions. So the reason for me to go to Bcharre today is I have to carry these 2 photographs of relatives that have passed on. And I've got to leave them somewhere in Bcharre. Not inside the museum, but just bury them. Leave them somewhere peacefully amongst the cedar trees of Bcharre, and then knowing to them that I've put these things to rest. But when my uncle died 7 years ago, and I wrote to everybody, I wrote to all of his brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews in New Zealand, and I told them what I did, and nobody had the decency to write back to me. And I was expecting the usual stuff, praise, woohoo, good job. Nobody cared about what I did in Tehran, or in Singapore, or in Kuala Lumpur, or in Germany, or in Middlesbrough, or in Birmingham, or in Delhi. Just no Catherine do, just nobody cared. So I destroyed every one of my photographs from all the New Zealand reunions. And I blame my aunt Kathy, who's still alive, for stuffing up all these reunions. And since I swore never to go to any more reunions, a lot of them have been stuffed up thanks to her. So in the end, this trip to Lebanon will be a dramatic turn of events. I am breaking all illusions. It's kind of like I've gotten rid of I'm still remembering the nightmare from Birmingham 2 years ago when I got beaten up after seeing Dream Theater. So anyway, I have to push forth in life and remember those who've passed on and forget those knobs who are still alive, because that's only one way you're going to get through in life. Oh, wait for my flight to Beirut. Let's polish off some of these Cypress Delights, strawberry flavoured. Or lock them. Hopefully I can cover it with too much icing sugar. So right now I'm in Beirut, just hopped into a minivan. I'm going out of the airport now. So right now I've just arrived in Beirut. I'm on my way out to Dora, so I can go get my coach to Bcharre. It's a nice town. So right now I'm on the bus. It's taking us to Bcharre. It's going to cost 7,000 Lebanese pounds. Transfer Esrafan and get you from Beirut to Bcharre. Let's have a look them up now. Yeah, you see walking down that street earlier today, some of those still hopeless and stuff, like, oh, why is there any Wi-Fi and stuff, or what the hell am I, or why can't there be signs to buses going to Bcharre, and then all of a sudden, I just get a taxi to take me to Dorma, yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm on the bus to Bcharre now, and I'm nearly done reading this book of Jackie Collins, Rockstar. Like, I bought this book a couple of years ago and ended up finishing it because I lost it in Guernsey. So now, after I finish, I'm going to leave this song in like Bcharre or Lebanon. Oh, it could be a total jackass out the window and go, buy my shoes! I said, get the hell out of here! You ever sit there thinking about Jackie Collins' book? Yeah, one time in Lebanon. I'm like 26 kilometers to Tripoli. I think Bcharre is a bit east of Tripoli. Normally, if you go to Bcharre, you tend to go to Tripoli first. But, I mean, basically this is the bus. Locals get on and off. It's not really like a National Express. I went back in England. But then, you just go past every now and then, there's propaganda posters. Like, when you smell the air, you can only smell the cedar. According to my report, John Petrucci's beer smelled of bourbon and cedar. So hopefully I'll get some cedar tree soon. Yeah. There we go, just on the bus for 2 hours. And I'm going to see my first sight in the village of Bcharre. Yes. Yep, there's this infamous church over there, which I will be visiting later on today or maybe tomorrow morning. Yeah. Jump out of Metalhead here. I'm finally in Bcharre. If you look right behind me, they got those beautiful churches over there. Don't know how I'm going to get to. I guess I have to walk to from there. Hopefully my guest house isn't far from here. I need to check my phone soon. But this is why I came to Bcharre. The Gibran Museum is up that way and up there. So I'm going to start my hike soon. I never imagined that Carlos Gibran's museum would be a bit of a hike up. but I'm surrounded by beauty of nature. I mean, look, there's a very beautiful butterfly crossing my path. There's a waterfall down there. There's a petrol station, a gas station, like the Americans. Church is over there. And Kelly Gibran, in his will, he wanted to be buried in this monastery because it was part of his like retirement fund. So after he died in the 1930s, all of his possessions were sent from New York City back to this village in Lebanon, in Bcharre. So here we have a bust of a great man. It looks like he's sleeping. And the beautiful thing is, there's a fountain over the lake nearby. And there's like fish, or little water insects, or bugs swimming around. So I've just spent 1 holy hour inside the Gibran Museum. Some of the photographs I've read, I saw, were really erotic. And since I've been reading Jackie Collins' Rockstar today, it kind of reminds me about, I mean, not to compare her writing with Kelly Gibran's writing, but just like the artwork and stuff. Like, you know, you're born as a baby, you're breastfed by a mother, and then later on in life, when you find your significant wife or girlfriend, you just can't pretend to. You just can't help yourself fondle with the anatomy of a female. I spent a good 2 minutes praying at the tomb of Kelly Gibran, holding the photographs of my late Uncle Brian and my Grandma Joyce, saying the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Glory be to the Father, with my Armenian prayer beads. And I have found an inner sense of peace within my life after what I've been through, losing my Uncle Brian, not caring about the passing of my Aunt Cess, losing my Grandma Joyce, getting punched after seeing my favorite band in Birmingham. And I've come to Bcharre to visit the Museum of Kelly Gibran. That has enlightened me and stuff. And so I hope that you people out there, you will take the time out of your life to come to Lebanon and not just visit Beirut, but take a 2-hour bus ride to the town of Bcharre. Walk up the hill to visit the Kelly Gibran Museum. And if you're feeling like spending some decent amount of money, you can always buy yourself a souvenir. So I have bought myself a copy of The Prophet, and the best thing is, it's been stamped. Right there. Stamped. The National Committee of Gibran, Bcharre, Lebanon, for the Gibran Museum. So this book will kind of go down in my library, wherever I go in the world, along with my books from Donald Woods, Che Guevara, Karl Marx, Jackie Collins, Joan Collins, even though I haven't read that book, Roald Dahl. You know, people will be looking to this book for the rest of eternity. So outside the museum, it's a cafeteria, so I've ordered some stage manouche, like Lebanese bread, so there's some time. And I'm going to go reading this book, The Prophet, Kelly Gibran. The thing is, it's taken me many years to finally read this book, and I've really done it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this with my guest house, and leave this behind Bcharre, and then take this back to England with me.